Many thanks for watching. Good evening.
Wageni wakaribishwa Kenya yetu, hakuna matata. Kenya nchi nzuri, hakuna matata. Nchi ya kupendeza, hakuna matata. Nchi ya wakimbiaji, hakuna matata.
At first, we were skeptical that we might not do as well as it has been. Eventually, learning through the mistakes that you do has given us the impetus to believe in ourselves, that we can also, as Kenyans, organize an event of this magnitude to the level that in some reporters, one of the technical advisors who was sent by one of the latest indicated that this is the best event so far this year from the Continental Tour that we have had across the world. The president of ABSA Kenya, was also the vice president of World Athletics, had the opportunity also to interact with other countries, and he has been able to see from that perspective the way competition has been going on. We have had a situation where most of the events that our artists always competing is always reduced. It started with 10,000 meters, which has actually been wiped out in dodo. Then it came now to 5,000 meters and 3,000 meters about 4 years ago, when World Athletics decided to remove it from the Diamond League. That is when now it hit ABSA Kenya that our athletes might not be able to compete in number of races in Europe. So therefore, we have some top artists are not participating in any major event except maybe World Championship or Commonwealth or the Olympics. Therefore, as a result of that fighting back, the idea now was mooted to have a continental tour events that cuts across all the continents. That's why we call Continental Tour. And the initiative was that we have continents like Africa, Asia, which have very few Diamond League races, very few competitions. And that was a chance now to say, okay, this is a way out so that our athletes can also have competition within our region. Therefore, the president of ABSA Kenya decided, with the support of the former Minister of Sports, Amina Mohammed, that they should bid for this event. And in 2019, they were given the green light to organize a first continental tour in Africa. I believe that Kenya has potential to be a world-class in organized events. That one, I believe that, I still believe that Kenyans are so industrious that given a chance, they can do anything. So the only thing that we needed was support from the main sponsor, that's the government, to keep guarantee that you can go ahead and do this event. The idea with AK is that given the resources, we have a structure, a system that is completely unique, different from other federations, that we are able to organize events because we are focused, we have the potential, the artists are there, and the people have already been trained on how to organize, and they love the sport. That is the difference. They want success. They want to see that whenever they organize an event, it has to be successful. First and foremost is bringing the world to Kenya. That is the most important thing, and sports tourism. And the fact that this country is well known in athletics, many athletes from all over the world, they want to come to this country. They love this country. And other than that, if you see the benefits which accrue to our athletes, prices that they get is equivalent to other events that are happening also outside the country. So whenever we have Kip Keino, then we know certain amount of money will remain in this country. Apart from the athletes earning something, there are so many other companies that are paying it from that. We have the media houses. We have suppliers concerning the equipment that are brought to this country. We have also the material product that the athletes will be using. You name it. We are talking about, if you have something like 200 million, which is spent in this industry alone. But let's get a pool, something like that. we can always do anything because it was really a major challenge. In the beginning, from January, we knew we were announcing that we were going to do it in Nya National Stadium because that is where we have been doing our events, although also Kasarani, we have done that before. But then, in the last few weeks of the event, we realized that it was not going to be possible because the tartan which was supposed to be replaced had not even arrived in Nairobi. So we focused on that to make sure that the tartan is delivered on Nyayo. It was done because also the government supported really very much to make sure that we had it. Then it happened that the glue which is used now to lay down the tartan was not there. And there we started again fighting, going back to Mombasa, trying to see whether we can actually get the glue which was in Mombasa. It became very difficult until the last minute now is the CS asked us, General, whether we had any alternative. And of course, before that, we had invited some technical officials from Europe or at least to come and check this stadium, Nyayo and Ulinzi. Before they left, it happened that we say that we want to make sure that in case of anything, there is an alternative stadium. So they went and verified and gave us the areas which has to be changed to meet the standards of world athletics. And that is to put grade A or grade B so that we have a stadium that is acceptable to us. And it was a very big challenge. Eventually, the government, through the CS, gave the green light to try Ulinzi. And it was 2 weeks of difficulties. But then, see the determination not to lose this event was overcame everything. And the fact that everybody gave the support, the government was 100% behind UAP, and the people also wanted to see that this event took place. And that's how we delivered. And I'm happy to say that the expectation went beyond what we imagined.
Kenya is doing well in terms of this in-field events. You know, you guys have got almost an athlete in each and every event that you have here. So I think these are some of the things that us back home we can also start working on so that we can, you know, try to come to a level, even though, you know, you are quite far from us. But also in terms of the support, you know, I've seen that there's a lot of sponsorship that went into this event. That is something that, you know, at home we are still lagging behind. Sponsorship is quite difficult back in Botswana, but I think when time goes on and people start realizing, especially business community, start realizing, you know, the power of athletics. Now we can still start seeing you know, different companies coming on board, come and support athletics.
The issue that I emphasize more often is that we cannot look outward only to imagine that our bodies will always be going to Europe to compete and win money, or to go to US or other countries. We can build our own industry where others can come to this country and compete also and win fighting. That will be safeguard the industry so that in case what happens like in the US now, you don't have anywhere to go, you are not left, you know, lost there, you don't know what to do. You have your own competition at home. And not only that, we need to build now the same competition levels that we have in Kenya, in Tanzania. We need also to make sure that Uganda arrives to that level. Rwanda has one of the best stadiums that you can ever imagine. We have Ethiopia also. So African countries should come here and say, hey, you know, why do we always look outward and not inward? Build ourselves. I mean, we cannot be free if we are still even imagining that we have to go to Europe to win them. We have major companies in this country. Why don't they believe in using our own artists to advertise their product?
If I have to avoid traveling, if I have to go ahead and compete in Africa, I'll always choose that, you know. Like I said, you know, the fans in Kenya are passionate. Fans in Morocco, fans in Botswana are so passionate. So it's always a pleasure racing back home.
I like how friendly all the staff and volunteers are. They're very helpful and accommodating, and I love the crowd.
Bring me back, please. Oh my gosh, please. You guys are just so hospitable and you're so friendly. And there's a lot of history in Kenya and on this track. And so I greatly appreciate you guys allowing me to come here in the first place.
I love being nervous. I love being stressed. I love being like very anxious, and it gives me a lot of energy. So that, in addition to this crowd, which is insane, I had a blast out there. I loved it.
I really do love coming down here. It's just always such an enjoyable experience. Obviously my personal best is here, and now my season's best is here. So whatever it is, I'm going to keep coming down here and competing. Yeah.
Almost 99% ya sprinters Kenya hakuna mwenye ako na management, so inakuwa ngumu kwa sprinter kupata race nje ya taifa juu wengi wanajitegemea.
Ni opportunity, tunashukuru sana organizers wa Kip Keino kwa kuleta hii game Kenya. Hata sisi sasa tutaweza kuvunja marekodi.
We are lucky we have the Kip Keino Classic, where we find some other people from other countries coming to compete with us. So it helps us to remove all the fear. Like when we come from Kenya going to compete in other countries, we find it's normal.
We have two quality level cross country events. We have ABSA is a quality level. We have Siriko is a quality level. We have national championship, which is bronze level. It's just a matter of how you organize it, and you want to maintain that level. Turning up the level requires certain aspects of the organization structure that is being put in place, which is acceptable by all athletes. And then, of course, it is determined by the prize money, the minimum prize money that you have to give, and the level for broadcasting, and any other thing that is required by all athletes. If you meet that, then you can upgrade that. I would really wish that we can add more. We saw Nakuru the other day, and I'm thinking that if we really focus as a county of Nakuru or a national government to build that stadium, a first stadium, to the level that is required international, I don't mind even thinking of having another competition at a silver level in Nakuru or bronze level in Nakuru. It's a very nice place. And of course, we have now, when you talk about the national events, and we want sprinters and field events to come to this country to compete, then we have to talk about Mombasa and Kisumu. So those are the areas that, as a nation, we should look into if we want to develop sports in this country.
This is growth for African athletics. Having two gold medals is a huge achievement. I wouldn't be surprised in you to Kip Keino turning into a Diamond League, because the caliber that we have right now, the caliber of organizers, the caliber of the officials that you are having here, even the athletes themselves, we qualify to be a Diamond League.